So one of my clients the other day, I was asking them what kind of thing could I go over on this video, and one of the things she asked about was pain, and that she has a lot of friends that want to get fit, but they experience pain, and it's their pain, whether it's a bad knee, a hip, a elbow, a shoulder, their back hurts. There's something that is keeping them from working out, and that gives me the perfect opportunity to talk about what I actually do, which is corrective exercise. So corrective exercise, you can look that up, Google it, corrective exercise. But the short explanation is we have 600 muscles in our body, and I'm sure we will all admit that some of our muscles are too tight and some of our muscles are not strong enough, not doing the job that they should do. So that is a muscle imbalance. A corrective exercise specialist detects which muscles are which and corrects that, makes the tight muscles looser and the weak muscles stronger, so that we correct that imbalance. Because what that imbalance actually can cause is major pain throughout your body, and especially in your joints. If you look at your musculoskeletal system, we all want to be in alignment. We've all been to see chiropractors or whatever because we want to be in line, or we feel like our knee is not in the joint right, or our elbow feels like it needs to be popped. There's all different kinds of symptoms that our skeletal system is not in alignment. We can feel it often, and we'll go to a chiropractor. Well, the fact of the matter is that without our muscles, we wouldn't be in alignment at all. We'd be a pile of bones on the floor. So our muscles are very important to supporting our musculoskeletal system, and in particular, in making sure that our joints operate properly. If our bone is supposed to be sitting at a straight up angle like this, we have muscles on both sides of that, or all sides of that, that's supporting that and holding it in place. But if we've got a muscle on this side, for example, that's too tight, it's going to be pulling that bone out of place. Maybe in the case of our hip or a case of our knee, pulling it actually against the side of the socket, which might cause that knee pain or that hip pain. By the same token, if we have a muscle that's supposed to hold this bone in alignment, and that muscle is weak and it's not holding there, once again, that bone is going to be out of alignment. And so those type of imbalances are often, if our joint is actually healthy, we don't have, anything torn or damaged or any excessive arthritis or something like that, it's a basically healthy joint, then 90% of the time, the cause of the pain in that joint is going to be a muscle imbalance, either above or below that joint in the kinetic chain. And if we can correct that, especially if we can correct that before you get into a hard workout routine. Because here's what happens: your knee hurts, but you go work out anyway, and you bang on it, it gets worse. You got to kind of modify your workout, get around it. You may not be able to do all the stuff you really want to do because you're trying not to hurt that knee. But guess what? Eventually, you do hurt that knee. You got to stop. You got to rehab that knee. You got to get it better. And if you've made any progress in your fitness journey, you really have to start all over once you get injured. And that's why I became a corrective exercise specialist, because no matter who I train, 18 to 80, somebody's got a problem somewhere up and down their kinetic chain, which makes us have to modify our workout programming in order to get around it. That's what made me decide to specialize in this, because it's actually the first thing you should do. Think about that hurt knee that you have, that bad hip, that stiff back, whatever it is. If we can get rid of that first, then asking you to exercise, asking you to stretch, all the other things that we going to want to do in order to get you fit, they're going to be so much easier if you're not experiencing pain or trying to avoid pain while we're doing it, and we're not going to have you injure yourself and set yourself back. So if you are experiencing some sort of pain in some of your joints and it's a basically healthy joint, you can get that checked out by getting it x-rayed at either at your doctor or your chiropractor, is what I would actually recommend. But get it x-rayed. If it's a basically healthy joint, then it's about seeing someone like a functional movement specialist, a corrective exercise specialist like myself, or a physical therapist, so that you can work with the muscle on either side of the joint, return that to either the strength or the pliability that it needs, and you'll be surprised how much that joint pain will go away without surgery or without drugs. So take care of your joints first before you get into that monster workout. Peace.